Great finish there, right at the end. I'm sure you'd have been wanting to get out there on the pitch, but a ball into the cross. You must be happy with the way you finished that one.
I'm happy with my finish, but not so happy with the draw because I know we deserved the win because we were fighting. Unfortunately, just the days comes when you're a bit unlucky. Maybe the intensity was not exactly there what it should be. But yeah, we were fighting. In the end, we got a draw, which is really important.
Yeah, both teams came into this in such good form. What does it say, though, about your team that you can go behind in games and right at the depth go and get an equaliser and take a point back to Manchester?
Because we are a great team together, you know. We are working together no matter what is happening. If we are behind, if we are in front, we're always fighting. As I said again, today was important to get this draw because it was a difficult game for us. They were dangerous on the counter-attacks when they took a ball. But we managed to finish it with 1-1.
Spoke to your manager before. He said that he wanted this group to feel like a team. How is the spirit at the minute? Because you're on such a good run, another draw today, another point. How does the collective group feel at the minute?
No, we feel amazing. We are breathing for each other, doing everything together. When difficult moments comes, we are stepping together, which is really important and can lead to the results like they are right now.
I know you said you wish you wanted to win today, of course, but from a personal note, goals makes players way more confident. What can you take from today to hopefully bring you and your team over and towards the end of the season and get yourself more goals?
I think we just have to keep on going like we were doing the last games. We have to keep in mind that we have to breathe for each other, and we have to take care in every single situations, every second of the game, to be focused, to be on point, and obviously when the chances are coming, to finish them.
Yeah, your overall thoughts on the game tonight and on that moment at the end, managing to earn a point for United?
Brilliant finish from him, and I think he's actually proving a little bit more effective coming off the bench. I think the balance of the starting 11 looks really good, and I think when you can watch the game, I think for a young player, when you can kind of watch it from the side and then come in and have an impact like that, I think it's working for him. I think there's less pressure on him when he's coming from the bench. But I thought West Ham played terrific today. You'd never know they're in a relegation battle. Man United didn't really create that much. If anything, you'd have to say West Ham probably created a little bit more. Lenny Yoro had two brilliant blocks, which kept it from being 2-0. And then right at the end, Sesko with a fabulous finish, by the way, a little flick. And I mean, he'll be delighted.
Yeah, for Manchester United, just as Owen mentioned, those two blocks from Lenny Yoro, obviously proving critical now, but West Ham, the most points dropped from winning positions in the Premier League, that's 20 tonight. They had opportunities to double that lead.
They did, yeah. They need to be more clinical when they get the opportunities. I thought the crowd stuck with them. Everyone talks about, there's no atmosphere at the stadium. There was an atmosphere there tonight. When the players play like that and they give everything, that's all them West Ham fans, they ask. Give everything for the shirt. It doesn't have to be sophistication. I thought they were excellent tonight, I really did. They carried a threat, they fought for the shirt. Desassi's come back in there, it's his second start. I had question marks over him, he's come in there, he looks, Mavropanos is playing alongside him, looks okay, and they look solid enough. And they couldn't break him down. And they changed the way they play. When Cunha comes off, and they've still got Mbermo, and we've got quality, you'll never take him off the pitch. And they bring Benjamin Sesko on, they get the ball in the box, they play differently. They don't cross the ball like that when Cunha's on the pitch. When them two swap over, it's a directive from Michael Carrick, is get the ball into the box, because this boy's nothing without service. And when you give him the service, he never got no service when he was playing for Ruben Amorim, not at all. You couldn't. No, you're scratching your head saying, how can this boy play for Man United? He can't link play. When he's playing with Michael Carrick, they're getting the ball in wide areas, put it into the box, and he's a real threat. Fantastic.
Yeah, let's look at that finish, Mbermo with the cross. And actually, you called it the momentum of the game. You said they'll get an equaliser.
Well, I just thought they were pushing as hard as they can, but I wasn't 100% sure. But when you know exactly where this is going to come in with Mbermo, I'm not sure he would cross that if. Oh look, they've loaded up the box, that's for sure, and it helps out Benjamin Sesko, because when there's so many bodies in there, it's a good chance it might fall to one of your attackers, and he times it brilliantly, and he just sticks his big long right leg out and he just flicks it into the top corner. All right, he hasn't meant to put it in the top corner, but he just meant to put a bit of lever on it, and that's exactly what he done. Stuck his boot on the ball and it flies in the back of the net. It was unstoppable. So credit to him. He's had a tough start, but it looks like he's gaining some confidence and he's enjoying playing under Michael Carrick.
Thoughts on the finish?
That's proper. I mean, that is... Normally people I think they'd kind of smash at that or volley it. He like just... It's like a little finesse one. Burmo is a fantastic player, but that's the only thing he can do, because I think it's... Defender's right in front of him. You see Disasi, he can't really do anything, because if he smashes it, Disasi blocks it. It's like a little flick. I mean, it just shows you football or sports, they're so instinctive. You just have to have a feel for the moment. And I thought Sesko there, the timing and the feeling of it was executed beautifully.
Michael, left it late to get something from the game today. What did you make from your team's performance?
We were okay. I think we were a bit disappointed. We definitely weren't at our best. And then it's them times when you're really probably not totally at your best, where you can find a way and you obviously keep a clean sheet and maybe take the game and move on. But yeah, so a little bit frustrated with that. We've had 5 games now and we've been at a really good level. It's a tough place to come. They made it difficult and we just didn't quite have that sharpness or that spark really to find the answers too often. But in the end, big credit to the boys, the spirit again in the late goal, and when we needed it, it's a great quality to have. So we'll take the point and we'll move on.
On the spirit, before you spoke about wanting the group to be a team, you needed the whole collective tonight, and it was Benjamin Sesko pops up with that lovely finish.
Yeah, fantastic finish. He's done it again. It's important. It's important. We threw everything at it at the end and kind of had a lot of forwards on the pitch and probably could put a little bit, probably a few more balls in the box if we're honest, really, around and with the players that we've got. And Josh had a chance that just went wide and great finish from Benji. So delighted for him again. Another big goal for him and a good step.
It was always 2 teams in great form coming into today. After the disappointment of not taking all 3 points, do you feel like it will be a good point, hard worked from your group tonight?
Yeah, listen, from where we are and being together for a short space of time, I think we've obviously had big highs of the results and the wins, and I think there's times when it doesn't quite go to plan and you've got to take what you can from it, and in the end we've took a draw tonight, so it was a tough game. Didn't come easy. Sometimes football doesn't come easy and you've got to find a way, and tonight we found a way to take a point, and as I said, we'll move on from that and take some positives from it.
He said they were okay tonight, could have been better, but take the points.
Yeah, no, exactly right what Michael's saying there. That sums him up. Very calm, very content, and what he's speaking about, understands where the team's at, understands that it's a good point to go home with after the first 89, 90 minutes. And yeah, he's right. He's dead right in what happened and what he said. If Nuno, on the other hand, must be going in there fuming, because the master plan he had at the start of this game, they perfected it right to the 90 minutes, and they still try to score goals, still try to attack. I think that's where they got to get compact and keep the result.
He spoke about them being better tonight. Let's look at the goal they conceded, Manchester United, then, Karen, because where do you feel it could have been better? They could have stopped it.
Yeah, I think United have done the simple things really well, but this is where they didn't, and it came from a throw-in. And we've spoken about Luke Shaw attacking that first ball, but I'd argue about where's the midfield picking up the second balls. That's an important part, and that West Ham will be direct. And then again, obviously, dive in, but actually Suchek is with Casemiro at this point. And it's not Kobbie Mainoo. There's a lack of a communication between the two of them, and he runs in between both of them, and then Kobbie Mainoo doesn't pick him up either. But I think these are the simple things that Nicky alluded to, but there's too many, and I think Man United have done so well with doing the simple things well over the last 3 or 4 games, so they'd be so disappointed when they reflect back and see that this is how they conceded the goal. You might not play well, but you can't concede goals like this, in my opinion.
Where do you rate their top 4 chances now? It's a good point tonight, keeps them in the top 4, but they've only got that to focus on as well, Mikhail.
No, I still think they've got a great opportunity to do it. I feel right now they're still the most informed team right now. As unbeaten in 5, beat Arsenal, beat Man City. Today, obviously, they would have wanted to win, especially for that guy who, I don't remember his name, but he wants to get a haircut. You ain't killing it now. But Yeah, like I feel like they're probably the most informed team right now. Coming here is a difficult game, especially the way West Ham has played. Sat back in, struggled to break them down. Had to get a striker on to get some more crosses into the box. Only reason why they managed to get the point. So they've done everything well. So I couldn't see why they don't finish in the top 4.
What are you expecting, Nicky, for the Everton game? Because it's the 23rd of February, that game. So he's got 11 days now to work with them on the training ground.
Yeah, I mean, Michael will just put that to bed now. That's done. You know, they got a point. He'd probably be sat in there thinking that feels more like a win, if I'm honest with you, because he keeps the run going. He's undefeated in 5. Everton's a total different game in, like you say, is it 11 days, 12 days?
Yeah.
So he'll work towards that. He'll get his team going again. He'll get the confidence back up and literally, look, we said before the game, this is going to happen sooner or later. Today nearly happened. I think it's a good point that to go back up the road with the point, and Everton, I think they can go on and win that. And I agree with Michael. It's like I think they'll finish 4th or 3rd in the league, and that'll be a really good end to the season for Michael and Man United.
Because you spoke so much before the game about that feel-good factor, didn't you? About keeping those good feelings going, and because of the manner of the equaliser, it's like Nicky said, it's going to feel more like a win.
Yeah, because I think they've done so well with the simple things, but you can't ignore that. And it is, he made the right substitutions in the end, and he got an outcome when perhaps they weren't playing well, and that's a great thing to do when you can get on the bus and think, we took something from this and we might not have deserved it. But I do think as well, you said about the preparation for the next game, this is the shortest preparation that he's had as United manager. He's only had 3 days, and that rest and maybe that has been an impact.
Because it was the same team, same starting lineup.
So maybe these are factors. So the rest and the recovery might actually do them good to go again.
I think 6 weeks ago, Man United lose that game 2-0 or 3-0. They would have done. But this now is a different mindset. They're a different group of players and a different management team, and that's why they get a result. But 6 weeks ago, guaranteed they'd have lost that.
Does that still feel like progress to you
absolutely,
tonight?
Yeah, they would have. I'm convinced they would have lost that game 2-0 or 3-0. Their heads would have gone down. They'd maybe give up a little bit, but now they're a different mindset in that team.
Well, let's see what Nuno Espirito Santo took from that draw tonight against Manchester United. He's with Liam.
You know, we saw how deflated you were and your group at the end there. What did you make of your team this evening?
We competed really well. We played a good game against a good team. First half was both teams having possession, not creating too many chances. I think we started really well the second half, the way we went for the game. We scored. We defend properly until the last moment. A tough team to stop, but I think the boys did really well.
Every point at the minute is so important. Once you're over the disappointment of conceding late, do you think you'll be able to take a lot from this evening, the fact that you've gone against a team near the top of the table at home and you've taken home a hard-earned point which you need at the minute?
Yeah, it's disappointed because the need that we have, but today we showed that we are here to fight and believe and keep working hard. The commitment of the boys, you cannot say nothing. The support of the fan was amazing, and it's a tough moment to take it in the end. But let's keep it going, because we showed today that this is the way we should compete every match.
We've seen from your teams in the past so defensively strong. We saw that for 96 minutes today. Is that an area you've been really working on, to be hard-working off the ball and to be compact and to make it difficult for opposition to come to West Ham or play West Ham and score goals?
Definitely. That's what we've been trying and fix our problems. We can see some improvement. Our ambition to keep a clean sheet, the desire of the boys to stop the ball going inside is what we're going to need for our future.
Certainly lots of positives tonight, but that's now 20 points dropped from winning positions. Is there any more you can do, your players to do, to help you get over the line in games?
Of course, we can do more. We should have killed the game before. We had a couple of counterattacks that could put the game to bed, but it was not to be. We have to keep on going.
And then just to Michael Carrick's comments saying, no 5 in a row for them tonight, but it was a very tough game and they found a way to take a point.
Yeah, I thought they did okay. I think that's probably the first, tactical wrinkle Michael's probably going to have to solve, is the fact I think that the 3 games they won against City, Arsenal and Fulham, they had less possession, played on the counter, defended really well. Against Tottenham, the game was very even until the Romero red card. Thought today they had 65% possession and didn't really create that much. I think they only had 9 shots, 3 on target. So they're going to have to find a way, when teams sit in on them, how can they break them down? You know, whether that's with crosses, whether that's with forward runners. But I thought they had control of the game. But actually, if you look at the balance of play, West Ham probably had the better chances on the counter-attack. So that's something they're going to have to try to find a way to address, is when they have so much of the ball, how can they create a little bit more?
So I know you'll be disappointed now, but a great goal, a great run into the box and a lovely finish. I know you won't be too focused on now, but you're now the highest scoring player from the Czech Republic in the Premier League. I'm sure that's a proud moment. What are you feeling after, that moment for yourself, but also to drop those 3 points right at the end?
Yeah, obviously, as you said about this, so that's positive for myself, because I'm proud where I am from. I'm from Czech Republic, and this is so nice to have it. So I'm really proud, and it's nice. But obviously, it's tough to take, because I'm here to save the league, to save the 5 of the relegation, and this dropping points is really difficult to take, because to consider it, 96, like another 2 points, it's tough, because we want to go closer. I'm so happy with the performance, how the lads fight for the whole game. But obviously this is tough to take. But as it was 2 weeks ago against Chelsea, we know that we won the game, we played really well, and we took positives. Now we have to do the same, because the league have so many games, and we have to go for the next one with the same effort.
You mentioned there Chelsea and Stay conceding right at the last. From the performance that you put in Stay, that can hopefully, like you said, save the league, save the season, and get yourself out of that relegation fight?
Yeah, the positive we can take that if we play like this, I would say 5-6 games, we will win the games, and we get out of the relegation, because we know that we're getting closer. We were far from that, but now we're getting closer. We are in the right direction, right way, and that's what I feel in the whole spirit of the team. And you can see even the stadium, all fans are with us, because we all have one job to do, one goal, and that to be in the Premier League next season.
Thomas Suchek makes a good point, doesn't he, Tim, about the next 5-6 games if they play like this. West Ham now, a bit of a tougher task than they were a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely. I think that's what you have to. If you're around the bottom of the league, you're fighting for the survival in the Premier League. No one wants to go and play in the Championship. And he mentioned it straight away, you know, and it's difficult, but they look like they've got heart. They look like they've got a structure there as well. It looks at solid base, you know, and they had counter-attacking threats. Like Jared Bowen, Somerville, look like they really have Fernandez there on screen. He's got the guile, what they need. It just wasn't their day at the end. You know, credit to United, they just kept pushing. Thomas Suchek he's great, and I mean, he's had so many managers there at West Ham, and everyone goes in there with I'm telling you, the mindset is I'm going to leave this boy out, because he's such a scruffy footballer, you know. He's like, he doesn't look silky. His touch is not fantastic, but he's so effective. He heads the ball in both boxes, and he gets forward and he scores crucial goals for them. You know, so in the end, you just look at everyone else and you think, I need him, because he gives everything for the badge. And I admire him. I would be in the same boat. I'm going to try and leave this boy out, but in the end, you just look at everyone else and you think, I need him, because he gives everything for the badge, and that's all the fans ask for.
Yeah, he was certainly